Hey, what's up, guys? So look, this morning I got some test results back for coronavirus, and it came back positive. Yeah, and it sucks. Listen, I'm doing okay. Sabrina hasn't been tested, and she's doing okay. I wasn't. I didn't have any symptoms. I got tested because I realized I was exposed to someone who had also tested positive. I found out last Friday that they were tested positive. I quarantined myself and got a test immediately and got the results back today. Look, this is serious, you know. Now's the time to really think about social distancing, washing your hands. Beyond that, there are people out there who aren't showing symptoms and that can easily spread it, okay? So now's a real time to be really vigilant about washing your hands and keeping your distance, okay? We've told our families, they're very supportive. We've told our colleagues, and, you know, transparency is probably the best thing for this right now. If you're feeling ill or you feel like you should be tested or you've been exposed, and do something about it, all right? It's really important. Look, we live in a divided world right now. We can all feel it. It's been bullshit. But now's the time for solidarity. Now's the time for thinking about each other. There are so many people whose lives have been affected, from those who have lost people that they love to people that don't even have it and have lost their livelihoods. This is real, all right? I just wanted to share my news with you guys, and I will keep you updated as how I'm doing. But so far, we're feeling okay. All right, man. Stay positive and don't freak out.
Y'all know what this is, right? Y'all know what this is. This is Intellectual Heat. And the clip you just watched is Idris Elba talking about he has been diagnosed with the coronavirus. So he has been diagnosed. So what does that mean? At first, everybody was saying black people couldn't get it or whatever the case may be. But now we see. But I think it's something deeper than that. I came across, I was sent a message. I was sent a message, and the message was real long. You know, I might try to read some of it. And the message was talking about how Weinstein, when he went to prison or whatever, he exchanged a lot of secrets and a lot of testimony for less years, right? The thing said he was facing like 55. He's supposed to get like 55 years. He only got 23 because he told on a lot of people that's in the media and a lot of people that's in Hollywood about pedophilia, and also child pornography, shit like that. So it's real long, but it's starting to make a lot of sense. It was talking about Charles Barkley, and Charles Barkley is in self-quarantine right now. He's in quarantine right now. It was talking about how all of these CEOs and these COOs and people of all these of all these companies, they have stepped down all of a sudden. So what I'm going to talk to you about tonight is, we're not going to talk about the coronavirus itself and what's going on. I'm going to talk about martial law. And I'm not going to be long, because a lot of people are talking about martial law. And a lot of people are saying, martial law is coming. Martial law is already here. Really, for black people, martial law been here for the last 400 years, to be honest. And whenever they issue a curfew, that's martial law. You know what I'm saying? Why would they issue a curfew now? No, why would they issue a curfew right now? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to play that again so y'all can hear Idris Elba, but look at his girlfriend or wife or whatever she is. Look at how she's looking.
Hey, what's up, guys? So look, this morning I got some test results back for coronavirus, and it came back positive. Yeah, and it sucks. Listen, I'm doing okay. Sabrina hasn't been tested, and she's doing okay. I didn't have any symptoms. I got tested because I realized I was exposed to someone who had also tested positive. I found out last Friday that they were tested positive. I quarantined myself and got a test immediately, and got the results back today. Look, this is serious, Now's the time to really think about social distancing, washing your hands. Beyond that, there are people out there who aren't showing symptoms and that can easily spread it, okay? So now's a real time to be really vigilant about washing your hands and keeping your distance, okay? We've told our families, they're very supportive. We've told our colleagues, and, transparency is probably the best thing for this right now. If you're feeling ill or you feel like you should be tested or you've been exposed, and do something about it, all right? It's really important. Look, we live in a divided world right now. We can all feel it. It's been bullshit. But now's the time for solidarity. Now's the time for thinking about each other. There are so many people whose lives have been affected, from those who have lost people that they love to people that don't even have it and have lost their livelihoods. This is real, all right? I just wanted to share my news with you guys, and I will keep you updated as how I'm doing. But so far, we're feeling okay. All right, man. Stay positive and don't freak out.
Now we listened to Idris Elba, and it's just amazing to me. Now, all of a sudden, this guy, all of a sudden, all the celebrities are starting to come out of the woodwork saying that they have this virus. We had Tom Hanks, Charles Barkley, Idris Elba, and so something else is bigger than what we're actually seeing. Something else is bigger. Something else is going on. So I'm gonna talk about martial law, and I'm gonna tell you why black people are afraid of martial law. Why we are afraid of it. Because of what they can do, and then it's legal. For what they've been doing, to black people. So martial law is the imposition, of direct military control of normal civilian functions by a government, especially in response to a temporary emergency such as invasion or major disaster or in an occupied territory. Now, okay, so with that being said, so everyone understands that martial law is when the military basically comes in and tell you how you're going to function in your everyday life, from telling you when to go in, telling you when you can come out. They not so much as you can eat, what you can eat, but they can ration what you can get, right? So like they can tell you when you go to the grocery store, kind of like what Italy is going through right now. The government has stepped in and they have to get a pass or something like that to go out, to go anywhere. So martial law, when it comes, that's what it's going to be. They've already started implementing martial law because they've started with curfews. You know, you get what I'm saying? Curfews are the first step in martial law. Now, what we are really afraid of is this part. Typically, the imposition of martial law accompanies curfews, the suspension of civil law, civil rights, and habeas corpus, and the application or extension of military law or military justice to civilians. Civilians defying martial law may be subject to military tribunal, which means a court-martial. The part that really scares black people is the suspension of habeas corpus. That is what really scares black people, because if they institute habeas corpus, if they suspend it and they institute martial law, and now the civil rights and the civil laws that govern us are pretty much non-existent. So we are afraid of habeas corpus. So I'm going to tell you what habeas corpus is. Habeas corpus is a recourse in law through which a person can report an unlawful detention or imprisonment to a court and request that the court order the custodian of the person, usually a prison official, to bring the prisoner to court to determine whether the detention is lawful. Without habeas corpus, they can lock anyone up that they feel. So, this is what's going on right now. And this is what we need to look out for. We must look out for mass vaccinations. We got to look out for mass vaccinations. Mass vaccinations can be implemented to say they're trying to control the outbreak. I don't know how many people believe in conspiracies or how many people seen this. It was a point, and a few years ago, they were trying to make this tracker that's the size of a grain of rice to be embedded in every American. And what it's supposed to do is supposed to be able to tell them, it's supposed to be like they can tell everything about you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're ill, everything. Also, the barcode. Now, a lot of people call that the mark of the beast. But the barcode, it'll be the way that you can go in and out of buildings, how they can track you for medical purposes. They even talking about it will be linked to your bank account for you to buy things, thus ushering in the classless society. Cashless society. So when the cashless society is entered, you will no longer be able to control your own financing. So they're trying to implement this and bring in the new world order. Now I know a lot of people like, man, that sounds crazy. But just think about it. All of a sudden, this virus comes out of nowhere. Now, some people said they were sick like back in November. I also heard that someone tried to warn people about it back in 2019, early 2019. So, the martial law, if it comes into effect and you refuse the vaccine, they can detain you. Now, this is what black people are afraid of. We've been living through martial law, like I say, since we was in slavery, where they can come in and do whatever they feel to us. You know, some people are afraid of them coming into our homes, maybe killing us, taking our homes, taking things away from us. Right now, it's a state of emergency, and not because of the virus. It's because of the potential threat that they have, the potential threats that may occur. You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly, like concentration camps. Just think about this. They may decide to quarantine mass areas. Like, say every major city is a quarantine zone. Kind of, and it sounds crazy because people be like, that's kind of like The Walking Dead, or it's kind of like these apocalyptic video games, dystopian societies where something happens, an outbreak occurs, and now people are going full metal. So, for example, everybody buying up, like people going in and getting 40 goddamn packets of 12 rolls of tissue. Why? Why are people doing that? Now, the strange thing is the center rolls are actually made either in Italy or they're made in China. And that's the part everybody touches, the roll. So if this could be a kind of biological warfare that we don't even understand. So we're going through this, and I was watching President Trump, and today he was live, and I was watching him, and he was saying some things that should have made people think. It should, like what he was saying some things that should have made people think. And they're slowly doing little things. They say they're trying to control the virus from spreading by closing stores, by stopping events and things like that. Now, we haven't seen like a mass death rate from this virus, right? The incubation stage is 5 to 14 days. So if something takes that long, but you can contract it before you see the symptoms, that means a large majority of the population could already be infected. So just think about some things that didn't happen over the last few weeks. They gave everybody their taxes on the same day. If you filed in that first period, everyone got their taxes on the same day. Now that's something that's kind of strange, right? Everybody got their taxes on the same day. That never happened. All right. Then right after that, this virus comes about, and immediately, everyone starts to panic. But who told anybody what to buy, why to buy it? They never said it was going to be a shortage on water. They never said it was going to be a shortage on tissue. They never said none of these things, but somehow, some way, people are reacting to this situation. What is really going on? Someone tells me the King Alpha Plan. The King Alpha Plan is a supposedly CIA-led scheme supporting the international effort to eliminate people of African descent, invented by John A. Williams in his novel, The Man Who Cried I Am. Williams described it as a government plan to deal with the threat of black uprising in the United States by cordoning off black people into concentration camps in the event of a major racial incident. Now, me personally, I need my space. See that? I need my space. Me personally, I believe these things may happen. What's going on, Mob? Now we're talking about, everybody's talking about Donald Trump. But this is what we are failing to focus on as well. The stock market is steady declining every day that this virus is in place. We're facing economical collapse. That's what we're facing. For real. If y'all don't believe me, go back and look at the stock market closing for the last 7 days. I was watching Fox, and I was looking at it, and it was just steady declining. It was just dropping. People have 401ks, need to start pulling their money out. People need to start putting, if you got a 401k, you need to pull your money out, or you need to roll it over to somewhere that's safe, because they're going to take your money and they're going to use it for military aid. Because just imagine how many people in the United States, let me see. Let me look this up. How many people live in the U.S.? And why when I typed in that, it said how many people have swine flu? Thank you, Mob. Thanks. There's 327.2 million people as of 2018 in America, right? So let's delve into this a little deeper. 327 million people. Okay, let's just say of that 327 million, let's say 200 million of them are adults. Right, Mr. Rucker. That's right. But we can remedy that though. We can remedy that, and I'm gonna talk about how we can remedy that. Just say it's 200 million people that's adults. I don't know if this is accurate. I'm just giving a hypothetical. Okay. Of those 200 million, just say 100 million got 401ks. Now, let's just say the average 10 years. Let's say the average 10 years. And they got almost $60,000 to $70,000 in their 401k. $60,000 to $70,000. Let's just say 50,000 times 100 million people. Just think about that. They're gonna take their money. They're gonna take your money and use it for whatever they need to use it for. Martial law, your civil rights and civil laws have been suspended, right? If they suspend your civil rights and your civil laws, that means they can pretty much do what they want to do. And then what's probably going to happen, they're probably going to freeze people from drawing their 401k. If a lot of people start going withdrawing, they're going to freeze everyone's 401k and hold it. Because it's just like if everybody withdraw their money out the banks would be bankrupt. Because there is no interest. You know what I'm saying? There is no interest being gained. Because that's what banks do. Banks keep your money and draw interest off of your money to loan to other people and all of this. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So they suspended, if they suspend civil law, your civil rights, and habeas corpus, you can't do anything without government approval. And like I said earlier, a curfew begins this process. Not saying it's going to get to that level, but think about it. If people keep acting up in grocery stores, fighting, and all of this, next thing you know, you're going to hear about the National Guard coming in. And see, this is what the National Guard is really for. The National Guard is going to come in, and then they're going to start governing how people come into the grocery store, how people are allowed, what they're allowed to buy, how much of it are they allowed to buy. Right? So a lot of people think that people like me, we're crazy because we think like that. Now, how deep can it get? We don't actually know. Can they see? That's what see what I'm saying? He said he's down $11,000. $11,000. And the Dow keeps closing low. Now, the good thing, if it's a silver lining, if this thing breaks, if the coronavirus breaks, then the stock market is going to go skyrocket up. A lot of businesses already are losing. Just think about it. They're stopping travel. They're trying to keep everybody right now in one particular place. You know, they telling us social distance keeps the virus from spreading. So they want you 6 feet, but they want you 6 feet away from people, right? But they told you it wasn't airborne, but now they tell you that it's airborne. They distinctively said that you have to come into contact with someone, physical contact. Now they're saying they can speak to you and you can contract this. See, this is how they're playing games. They're playing mind games with everyone, and people are falling for it tremendously. You know, if the banks, if they decide to pull everybody's number, they decide to pull it, the stock market is going to crash. And it's already headed their way. That's right. You know, I suggest if you got a 401k, try to draw it down. I mean, I know it's going to be a penalty, but try to draw it down and then put it somewhere so you can invest it back, because you can always start it back if that's what you want to use as a savings account. You know what I'm saying? Get prepared for, your golden years. But this thing is massive. And all of these CEOs and COOs, they're leaving constantly. They're stepping down from these positions. Why? Why are these CEOs stepping down? Somebody is dropping the hammer. Somebody is dropping the hammer, and they're exposing everything that's going on. Kevin Spacey the other year was going to get indicted for I don't think it was sex trafficking. I think it was pedophilia, right? And he threatened to tell on every single body in Hollywood that deals in the same activity that he deals with. All of a sudden, his case gets dismissed. A lot of people don't believe in, like I said, a lot of people don't believe in conspiracies. A lot of people don't. But sometimes the writing is on the wall. Right. Yep. Everything we get is from China. We have few American-made imports. American-made products. Mostly everything is imported from China. You know what I'm saying? And people still going out to restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Now, I didn't say everything, most of them, but most of the things that you buy, and even, all right, I'm going to say this too. Okay, so she made a point. She said, not everything though. Just like you think a Chevrolet is American made, right? You think a Chevrolet is American made, but in actuality, it's not, because certain parts come from certain parts of the world now. Like your transmission might come from Germany. Your intake might come from Mexico. Your airbags and steering wheel thing and all that might come from China, and it get assembled in America. It just get assembled. It's not totally built here. You know what I'm saying? So like these TVs, Emerson, Samsung, Vizio. There's no American. I haven't seen any American-made TVs. Period. You know what I'm saying? Bikes. Bikes are Huffy made in America. At one point, I think they were. So just think about that. Just think about it. A lot of this shit, we think we know, but I may be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. By any means, I'm not saying I'm right. But something ain't right. And we don't even see it. Something is wrong. Something is wrong out here. And we're not even seeing it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. See? Yeah, right. Yeah, they're only allowing carry out, delivery, or drive through. Hey, and some places it's not even allowing you to deliver. See? Some places not even allowing them to deliver. So check that out. Why close? They closing everything. People say they closing everything. Well, they closing everything to keep people from socializing and keep people from spreading the virus. What we're gonna do? What are we gonna do when they close all of the grocery stores and refuse to let you in? How are we gonna buy food? How are we gonna buy Pampers and milk for babies? People were buying all the tissue, but I'm seeing a lot of formula and stuff like that on the shelves. Exactly. They closed all the schools. All the schools are closed for further notice. We're talking about martial law, people. And the fear is the suspension of habeas corpus. For black people, it's the suspension of habeas corpus, which gives them the right. Once it's suspended, that gives them the right to unlawfully arrest and detain you. When would this come? When would this come, right? Whenever they decided, okay, so Trump made a statement. Trump made a statement and said they are working on a vaccination. It's in the testing phase. Right. It's in the testing phase. And he said it'll be it should take about 28 days to know if it worked. Now, remember on my last episode of No Apologies Needed, I played a clip from a senator. I played a clip from this senator where she talked about the cost of getting tested for the COVID-19. Now, how it's funny to me that all of these, it's funny to me that all of these places, well, not all these places, I'm sorry. It's funny to me how all the celebrities and high political people can get tested for COVID, right? But they haven't even said what the test consists of. Is it blood work? Is it, what is it? If this virus just started, how did you come up with a test so quickly? Is it just a random like flu test? Is there a test for the flu? Let's ask that question. Is there a test for the flu? I've never heard of a test for the flu. I just know that you get sick, you come in, I have a temp, I'm cold, I'm hot, my throat is this, and the doctor says you have the flu. They get the little thing, put it in your mouth, you have the flu. So where did the COVID-19 test come from? And they're saying in 28 days, where did the COVID-19 test come from? And where is this vaccination coming from? You get swabbed I've never been swabbed to get tested for the flu. I never had a flu test. Matter of fact, I don't even get the flu shot. The last time I got any immunizations when I was in the Army in 2005. That's the last time I got injected with anything. And I don't even know what they injected me with, because they don't tell you, hey, this is such and such. They just say code M5M7770. You get injected with that. And then they might tell you, this is for anthrax, or this is for smallpox, or this is for whatever. But I'm honestly saying they don't have a vaccination, but they got a test, and now they got to test the vaccine that they've come up with in the lab. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that it's not a test. I'm just saying I've never came across it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's not a test. I'm just saying I've never come across it. And then all of it, like, it was a rumor, I don't know if it's true, that Canada has a vaccine. See? To get for everyone to get flu shots. So let's put some things together, people. Y'all with me tonight. Let's put some things together. They come up with a test. So are they going to test every American? No. They're not going to test every American. They're not going to test you. They're just going to say, we have a COVID-19 vaccine, and you must get it. You must get this vaccine. So why not test everyone? I can get why they won't test everyone, because it's money. Okay, we're gonna test. Just imagine they trying to test everybody in the United States for COVID-19, but instead of testing everyone, man, it is. Instead of testing everyone, they're just gonna make it mandatory that you get a vaccination. Now, with the vaccination, see, I didn't know they even wanted volunteers for COVID-19. So just imagine the vaccinations, right? You refuse to get a vaccination, you violated martial law. You violating the law because you refuse. Now martial law is implemented. Now they take you to prison or the concentration camp or detention center, and you still end up getting it anyway, or you end up dead. Because I think, me personally, I really think that they have these chips that are ready to go, and they gotta figure out a way. They gotta figure out a way to get the masses with these chips, with these implements in their body, so they can track everything about you. The chip's supposed to be able to tell, like, if your body temperature goes up, it's supposed to be able to tell if you got some kind of situation going on, like you got a cold or you got the flu or whatever it's trying to be. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like this been on the back of Lysol cans, coronavirus. It's been on, but this is a different strain, I'm assuming. I imagine. Is it really a different strand? You know what I'm saying? And people don't believe that the government do things like this. This is like Saddam Hussein testing mustard gas on his people. Man, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping this is just something fly by night and it just passes through. It just passes through. But if it sticks around, like they're saying it's going to stick around to the summer. They talking about it's going to stick around to the summer. They're gonna. You talking about martial law? They're going to make it mandatory for you to have a vaccination, and if you don't get it, they're going to say you're violating the law. They're going to say you're violating the law, and they're going to try to detain you. And the only way you can leave is you're going to get this vaccination, and then you probably do some jail time under court-martial because you violating the law. The National Guard will be rolling into your nearest sections or neighborhood cities in the near future. They're coming. The National Guard is coming. And then when the National Guard is there, then the martial law really is going to take place because the curfew is going to really kick in. Walmart already told you, hey, we opening at 6 a.m. You know what I'm saying? They opening at 6 a.m. They closing at 11. That sounds kind of curfewish to me. And we probably laughing, probably thinking like, oh man, no, Walmart said that. But think about it though. That sounds like a curfew. The Tuskegee experiment. You think these things that was on a this is something I think is going to be on a grand scale, and they're going to try to figure out how to get everyone stuck with this vaccination. And check here, and Miss Kiki, you got a right chance, man. Kiki, you got an absolute point. They telling you, oh, just wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, this, and this. But then you turn around and you make it a pandemic. If it's that easy to handle, then just wash it. If it's that easy to handle, it's not that bad. But they're trying to make it into something that is worse. Exactly. And chance, if you that's something they probably gonna do. They probably gonna do a heavy tax penalty on you for not having the vaccine or having proof of the vaccination. They probably heavily tax you. But what's amazing to me is the average person, black or white, cannot get the test, but all the celebrities and all of the politicians, they can. This is what I'm trying to figure out. And I don't know who else is trying to figure this out with me, but how are they getting the test? But I can't just walk into my doctor's office and say, I need a COVID-19 test, because they're going to ask me a series of questions. And the question's probably going to be, have you traveled outside of the state or outside of the country in the last 7 to 14 days? Do you have a fever? Do you have little scratching in your throat or whatever? And if I answer no to those questions, they're going to say, well, you don't need to take the COVID-19 test. See? That's what I think. That's just what I think. I may be wrong. And it's all about the dollars. And millions of people contract the flu. Now, the flu, it comes and it goes. So it doesn't wait around 14 days for you to, but it comes and it goes. But the flu still kill a lot of people every year, because it turns it into if the flu goes undetected or you try to self-medicate, sometimes that can set up pneumonia. And pneumonia, you can actually feel better, but we call it the walking pneumonia, and you can die just like that, instantly. So it's so ironic to me that we're seeing celebrity, but then this another thing too. Since I'm a conspiracy theorist, I gotta say this. I gotta put this out there. They could be using these celebrities. They selected these celebrities to use to try to scare the mass public as well, because people, we look up to celebrities. We look up to the superstars, right? So if Idris Elba comes out and saying that he has coronavirus, now we was in a panic. Then, Idris Elba got it. Idris Elba got it. Idris Elba telling you, hey, stay cool. Don't sweat it. We feel fine. It's nothing to worry about. That's right, sis. People are dying with pneumonia every day. So now, who's the next celebrity going to come out with a video? Tom Hanks is in quarantine in Australia, but his son say they okay. Idris Elba, who is going to be? Celine Dion? Charles Barkley already is in quarantine. Who is the next celebrity? Because it's going to be somebody, Madonna or somebody, going to come out and say that they have coronavirus. But guess what? To me, the shocker going to be somebody has to die. They say some people done died already from coronavirus, right? They say some people have died. They say some people have died from the coronavirus. But it's going to take a major celebrity, a major star to die from this. And it's going to turn into an international incident. Yep, I believe a rapper is. I believe that. I believe a rapper is next. Yeah. Yeah. They're paying, man, they are paying big money. And we like the focus is not really on the focus is not on Trump. That's the focus. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna kill somebody. That's right. They're gonna kill somebody. Somebody's gonna contract it, and they're gonna die within like 3 weeks to a month. They're gonna say they got real sick and they passed away. But in actuality, I believe they stick their needle to them, or they're gonna go to the doctor for it, and they're gonna pass away at a doctor's visit. Something crazy like that. Man, I hope not. I hope not Denzel Bell or Brad Pitt. You talking about trying to shock the system. You talking about shocking the system. That would shock the fuck out of everybody. That would shock the system. You know? And people, I know some people listening to this and like, man, that dude done lost his fucking mind. This dude is crazy. I'm telling y'all got y'all money in these 401ks. You know what I'm saying? See, but then everybody can't go and draw their money out. Everybody can't sell their stocks. Yep. Do it like they did easy. Everybody can't sell their stocks. Everybody can't sell their bonds. Everybody can't withdraw their 401k. Because then that's going to cause the stock market to crash. So they're going to try to keep you ingrained into this. They're going to try to keep everybody into this. You know what I'm saying? Just like man like Paul Walker. They got to get everybody's attention. Kobe Bryant. I don't know how many people know this, but Kobe Bryant was in a legal battle over the name Mamba with a pharmaceutical company. I don't know which one, but he was in a legal battle with a pharmaceutical company. And all of a sudden, Kobe Bryant dies. Is it coincidence? Yeah, every year, usually every even year, they have some kind of disease that comes out. Whether it be Ebola, swine flu, H1N1. What's the it's a few more. I think I said swine flu, bird flu. Now they're talking about bird flu. Now they're talking about bird flu is at a all-time high in China. Now, then China are they going through the same thing we going through? You know? Every year, every election year. From Y2K to swine flu to, like I say, H1N1 bird flu. Now, this right here. And whatever happened to it, whatever happened to the story about it, it came from them eating live bats or eating raw bats or whatever it is. You know, can viruses be really cured? I don't know. Yeah, that outbreak. You know, all of these things, we gotta stop taking everything at face value. We need to. I mean, you talking about people need to come together. Black people need to come together. Like right now, people need to come together. Period. Like if it's 40 packages of 12 rolls of tissue, why would you need to buy 36? You just be low down. You know? Exactly. And I think, you know what, and I think all of these other diseases or viruses that come along, I think it'd be tests to see how many people can they kill. And one day they're gonna get the one that almost wipes out half of the population of the planet. No, I think that's what's going to happen. They got to figure out a way to destroy probably half the planet. And then, you know, like we say it's man-made, it's possible. But then too, sometimes nature takes its course, and nature tends to weed out when it's being overwhelmed. Nature tends to take over and do what it needs to do to get back on track. You know, and that's real. We saying this thing is man-made, which no doubt, man, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? It's probably man-made, and they just had to figure like how can we use this, you know, let's test this. And they tell you, you know what I'm saying, like they tell you that 900 people died from COVID-19 over in Italy. That's what they tell you, but how do you actually know? How do we actually know that? That's the question. Because they've lied about other things before. Like, so I don't understand why they want to scare the American people. So that's what they've done. That's what they did. So they telling you 900 some people died in Italy from coronavirus. But how many people in America have died from it? Are they keeping that number on the wraps, or they just not want to, you know, tell us? Right. Now I can see that. They're testing it on certain races to see how it affects that race. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I can see that. This is all a test. This is all a test. And my people, they won't tell it. That's right. That's right. They won't tell. This is all a test, my people. And for those who hearing this message, I'm not telling you not to believe. I'm just telling you to question and try to understand why they won't give us a clear understanding. Like I said earlier in this podcast, I think they want to chip us, and I think they want to barcode us and try to make us fall in line. We are so blinded by so many things that are going on right now from this epidemic or this pandemic. Yeah, Katrina. Hell, 9/11 was a test. You know, it's something that happened like a year ago, and everybody ran and started getting gas. Like your one tank was going to last you for the rest of your life. Everybody ran and started getting gas. I don't know why. You know, but in the midst of all this, why is gas prices going down so drastically? Why are the gas prices going down so drastically? And they don't even talk about that on the news. You remember when they used to talk about, gas prices? Gas prices went up to $3 a gallon here in so and so. Gas prices went up to $3 a gallon. And then when it started going up, gas prices has dropped tremendously over the last 6 months. At one point, it was at $3 a gallon. Now it's at $2.29 a gallon. It's a place in Horn Lake, South Haven. Gas is $1.49. Has anyone ever scammed my license? I don't remember. I know you got that little magnet strip on the back of your license now. But I don't know if anybody ever scammed mine. What's going on, Mr. Hicks? You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Think about these things, man. Martial law. When they suspend civil rights, civilian law, and the habeas corpus. And the habeas corpus protects you from unlawful detention or detaining. They get rid of civil rights, civil law, and habeas corpus. Now, if you refuse to get tested, if you refuse to accept the vaccine, they can arrest you and detain you under martial law. That's what martial law, that's what black people are really afraid of with martial law. They are afraid of the suspension of habeas corpus, of us being detained. Now, just man, if you want to just get real deep into it, if they suspend that and then start taking people to concentration camps of those who refuse to be vaccinated, there's a high possibility that this can be the start of a new slavery. Because you in these concentration camps, they're not just going to let you lay up in the air and all of this without making you work for your food. Because that's what you'll be working for. Because money is not an option. Money is not an option. And we would be in this place where it would be like indentured servitude. What's going on, Mr. Burden? We'll be like indentured service. Yeah, Deb. I played that video twice early in the podcast about Idris Elba coming out saying that he tested positive. But this is what we are up against. And how can we fight an enemy that we can't see? We don't know. We don't know what the real deal is, right? We don't really know. They say they working on a vaccine. They say that they're working on the vaccine and working on the test. But it's just, like I keep saying, it's amazing to me that the celebrities and all of these high-ranking officials have gotten a test, but the average Joe or Jane cannot go into their doctor's office or a medical facility and say, I need to be tested for COVID, without going through a myriad of questions. And then if you don't answer the question, they're going to tell you, no, you don't have it. But they will, I guess it's cheaper to vaccinate than to test. You know? This is what it is. This is what we're facing right now. curfews have already started. New Jersey, New York, places like that, probably Boston next. And then it's not gonna go down the East Coast. It's gonna go over to the West Coast. It's gonna go over to Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, and then it's gonna trickle back through the middle of the United States. If this thing continues on, like they shut down the schools indefinitely. Some schools saying 2 weeks, some saying a month. Some colleges have said this is it for the semester. Come back in the summer. But if this thing keeps going on, the curfews are going to start being implemented. And then slowly, they're going to escort you to your grocery stores. They're going to escort you to church. They're going to escort you. They're going to stop you. They're going to stop you from really doing anything that you want to do. No family gatherings, no picnics, no travel. This is what's going on, people. And we got to pay attention. We got to pay attention. We are so focused on the virus. We need to be listening for the white noise that's in the background, the static that's in the background. We need to be listening to that. We need to focus on the background of the picture instead of the foreground, because they do say when they pass bill so-and-so, they do say it, but it be so minute. It be so minuscule. You don't even know that they said it. We need to know what bills and what laws are they passing, because it could be something detrimental to us. It could be something that's going to halt our growth. These 401ks, these what else they call them, the 401ks, and the 401ks and all, and anything, the IRAs and things like that, we may be in trouble. You know, we might be in trouble, y'all. So we got to pay attention to these things. We got to pay attention to we got to pay attention to what's going on. And like he said, every election year is something new or something old that we think is new. Get ready. Get ready for a lot of YouTube content creators, such as myself. I'm not really a creator because I don't have enough followers, right? But a lot of YouTube creators, you're gonna just start looking at, they're gonna start coming out saying certain things, and then all of a sudden their channel gonna get shut down. All of a sudden they're gonna be quieted. All of a sudden. You know, this Culture Shock Radio, and this is Intellectual Heat. You know, I tell y'all all the time, listen up, because we got something to say. And I'm saying something tonight. I tell people all the time, I say this so much, man. I say black people are so gullible. Because we keep on falling for invisible traps, i.e. buying up all the toilet paper. No, my phone line is open, 712-775-7465. Access code 343386. That's 712-775-7465. My access code is 343 386 if someone want to call in before I get out of here. Because this is amazing. And and it's going on, and it's right under our nose. It's right up under our nose. And we can't seem to figure it out. We can't seem to catch it. For real. It's going on. It's going on. Martial law, the suspension of civil rights, the suspension of civil law, and the suspension of habeas corpus. And once again, habeas corpus is what we're really afraid of. Because if they suspend habeas corpus, then anything we do or say in defiance of the government, we can be taken into custody against our will, and we can be court-martialed under government law, military law. And everything is military jurisdiction after that. And we may be in trouble, y'all. I promise. So what we going to do? Because they've already started with the curfews. And like I say, the longer this thing progresses, the dominoes will start to fall. New York, Boston, LA, San Francisco, Seattle, Dallas, Kansas City, Memphis, Tampa, Miami, Atlanta. The cities, once the cities start falling, once those cities start falling and all of this stuff starts happening, we're going to see. We're going to see. They're going to try to vaccinate us, y'all. They're not going to do it now. Once if they initiate martial law, then they're going to start, because then it's mandatory that you get it, and if you refuse to get it, they can detain you. You know, I want to thank everybody for listening tonight. Go back and listen to this. Go back and listen to the beginning. You know, up until the part where you come in at. You can listen. Share it. Feel free to share. Hit that like button. Remember, Culture Shock Radio on YouTube is where you can find these, or you can shift through my Facebook page and find it. Most people on YouTube, you can listen to it while you scroll Facebook and do other things. Also, if you don't want to just care for the video, you just want the audio, you can always go to Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, Spreaker, I think it's Spreaker, and Google Pods, wherever you get your podcast, to listen to Culture Shock Radio, Intellectual Heat, and No Apologies Needed. Ben, I've been pushing them up all night, Ben. God damn, Ben. Let the professor make it. Let me make it, man. Can I make it, Ben? Can I make it? But yeah. So, I'm telling y'all, man. I appreciate everybody listening. I appreciate all the comments. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, man. Hey, before I go, man, I said that too, man. When I was like, damn, they dropped everybody taxes on the same day? That don't never happen. That don't never happen. I said, man, something not right. Something is not right. They gave everybody their taxes on the same day. Yeah. So now, if things start to go the way I think, the worst way, money ain't gonna save you no way. Unless you Unless you rich, what's up, mob? Unless you rich, unless you have mega bucks, because who getting the test done? The celebrities, the high-ranking officials, some mob. Those people are getting the test. Those are the ones getting. The average Joe Blow cannot go. Man, I should record it, man. I should go to my local health center and walk in there and say, man, I think I need to be tested for COVID-19. And have somebody recording it to see what they're going to tell me. If they're going to tell me, A, there is no test available at this present moment, or B, they're going to ask me 1,000 questions, and if I answer no to one of those questions, then they're going to say, I don't need to be tested. There's something else going on. They might ask me what my symptoms are. They might. True. I don't think they audited anybody. I believe they gave everybody their money so they can do this and get people to come in and spend. Because, who's the biggest retailer in America right now? I mean, I might say I think it's Walmart. Because there's a Walmart in every state. In every state, every major city has a Walmart. And I said that too, Ben. By the middle of next month, we won't even hear about this. We're going to see, though. We're going to see the next 2 weeks is going to tell. The next 2 weeks is going to tell. Now, not Amazon is not a brick and mortar store. They are a large retailer, but we're saying like a retailer like Walmart and like places like Walmart, Kroger, Publix, but Publix is like they're only in like certain parts of the United States, but Walmart is everywhere, but a Sam's Club also. So who's the game? If they dropped everybody taxes, who's the game? Everybody goes to Walmart. Everybody. A lot of people order stuff off, but a lot of people go to Walmart because they grocery shop at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? All of that. You grocery store shop, you clothing shop, your automobile, your electronics, your fabric, your school supplies, your special events. Man, the Shy, man, I can imagine the Shy, man, for real. Especially, your special event like what it is, Valentine's Day, Easter, what's this other one? St. Patty's Day. Everything is at Walmart. Man, you can find 90% of the stuff that you're looking for. If it's an everyday use kind of thing, you can find it at Walmart. Specialty items, no. But everyday use things, you can do it. Yes, I've seen that. Ben. I talked about that earlier in the podcast. You can go back and listen. A lot of major CEOs and COOs have stepped down. Why? That's the question. I want to know why they stepped down. I want to know. Walmart supplies your entire life. Dollar Generals and Family Dollars, they come in too, but they're not on a scale like Walmart is. But they're like that quick stop. Like, man, fuck it, I'm just gonna stop at Dollar General. That's what they're like. I'm just gonna stop at Family Dollar. But Walmart, you can get everything for your life. So how come it's not to say that they're not behind this as well. To make you spend all the money that you received, you come in and just buy whatever. And if people weren't spending the money fast enough, people not spending money fast enough, they created this pandemic. Now you're not buying the things that you want to buy. You're buying things that someone has brainwashed you into buying, because I still don't know where the damn tissue issue come from. Where did the tissue issue come from? Where did it come from? All of a sudden, everybody needs to buy a gang load of tissue. Why? Why? Is it a tissue stock market, something that I don't know about? The Dow Jones is steady crashing. The stocks are steady going down. I think I seen Air Canada stock for like $12 the other day. $12 a share. I don't know if that's in Canadian money or American money, but I seen it $12 a share. You know, this is what we're facing right now, y'all. This is what we're facing right now. And so I'm going to get out of here. I've been on here a little longer than I intended on being. Once again, I want to thank everybody for spending a little time with me tonight, listening to me rant, listening to me try to speak some truth. Even though I don't do a whole lot of research. And then they closed Disney. They closed Disney. You know what I'm saying? You know. Yep. Dollar General had tissue. They selling for like $7 a goddamn pack. But you know, like I say, once again, I want to thank everybody that came on, that spent a little time with me tonight, listen to me rant, listen to me share my conspiracy thoughts on this shit. You know. And I appreciate every last one of you all. I do. And you listen to me, just think about some of this stuff, man. Like, we got to start researching and start, because the beginning is somewhere. We missed the beginning. Now we in the middle. Thanks. Yeah, I heard the casinos closing early too. Now we're in the middle of something, and I don't know how far they're going to push the limits. I just believe that the government has something to do with this. And I may be wrong. This live may get banned. But I believe that this is something to, man, you know, population control. It's not killing people like at a rampant pace. It's just infecting everybody. And I do believe it's a way for us to get chipped, because they're going to make the vaccines mandatory, along with the implements. When they implement martial law, then they can make the vaccines mandatory. And they may just come door to door and just do vaccinations, man. For real. You Miss Heard, you tuned in late. You can go back and listen to it. It's gonna be up on my Facebook page. If you're not a part of Culture Shock Radio, the group, just type in Culture Shock Radio. That's with a K. That logo right there, Culture Shock Radio. And join the group. I or Derek will accept you. You can go to my Facebook, not Facebook, I'm sorry. You can go to my YouTube page, subscribe to my YouTube page, Culture Shock Radio. You can also listen to our podcast anywhere that you get your podcast from, whether it's, like I say, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, Anchor, all of that. And also, I was listening to Trump today. He said they have ordered a lot of respiratory machines and beds. I don't know what that means, but you know what I'm saying? Yep. Hey, Mario, I don't believe we missed it. I believe we just choose. This is something that they wanted to come into America. Hey, once again, I'm Kier Kemp, aka Black Caesar. This has been Intellectual Heat right here on Culture Shock Radio.